excited for teas.
Oda's not gonna fuck anything up.
He has it planned, right?
Did that just say shark?
Yeah. Didn't
this is a shark.
Isayama had it planned too?
And it's not a shark.
Dude, Isayama was on crack. Oda's on that good shit. But no, this is Shark.
Guys, I've seen a few shark.
This is what I mean by a lot of these fall flat. Because this guy's just really not that cool. Like, he's cool for trailer stuff, and he looks cool the first time. But it's just the action commands of press left, right, or down. I pressed
And
down!
still you fucked up.
I pressed down, though!
You were just bitching about how simple this was, and then you failed.
My fault.
That's weird.
That's weird.
Interesting. Anyways, yeah, so this is kind of butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Whatever.
I like that you can see the, like, big boss flying around in the background as you're doing this.
Yeah.
Dude, it's really
cool.
cool. The bosses are some of the coolest shit about this game. It's actually awesome.
Oh, 100%.
That Giganto
I would say
boss
they
fight was
are.
cool.
Dude, I'm holding down.
No, yeah. You have to hold it.
Okay. Oh. It got scary for a second.
That's me when I'm watching a horror movie.
Oh, just kidding.
Me when, Freddy Fazbear hops on the big screen.
Dude, you guys gonna go see the new Five Nights at Freddy's
Dude,
movie?
fuck yes. What do you mean,
we should definitely get a group to go watch
God,
it.
that would be
so
awesome, dude. It's gonna be so cool.
It's a meme even off of its cast, bro. Josh Hutcherson
True.
being main cast with Matthew fucking Lillard being Michael Afton, who's like big bad.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it's Matthew Lillard is enough, bro. I'm sold.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I had no interest in seeing it.
Are you serious?
I'm not in the Five Nights at Freddy's.
You don't have to be.
No, I can completely understand that.
If you're not into Five Nights at Freddy's, it looks like a.
It's probably not going to be good.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to be. You can go watch it and then complain about it online and watch all the children get angry and stuff.
True.
I'm pretty sure we talked about in one of these previous episodes the fact that Five Nights at Freddy's fan base is like one of the worst ones ever.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not even, like, it's not even the fact that it's a Five Nights at Freddy's movie that's selling me. It's the fact that it's Matthew Lillard starring in a Five Nights at Freddy's movie that's selling
fair.
me.
He does seem like the most interesting part.
Yeah. What's really getting to me, and what makes me really want to go see it and watch it succeed, is the fact that people were complaining for a long-ass time about the color of their eyes.
Oh, yeah.
You see that
I
shit?
saw that.
What?
It was like, okay, so they had red eyes, but like their entire eyes were red, and people were like, no, they have to have small red dots in their eyes to look scary.
It's because in the game, the animatronics had the, like, black eyes with small dots, and it was, like, technically symbolic for, like, the souls in the animatronics or whatever. And then in the
I didn't know about that shit. I thought people just thought it looked spooky.
Well, in the game, it's something along the lines of, like, the animatronics that were, like, with the black eyes with the dots in them represented, like, animatronics that still had children's souls in them, but, like, you get to the next game to... Clearly, I've paid too much fucking attention to this series, this dog shit fucking series, but whatever. It's great YouTube content before I fall asleep.
Dude, I watch it too, bro. It's so bad.
But, like, in the second game, there's the, like, toy animatronics, and they don't have that. They have, like, the eyeballs that are animatronic, because those are just animatronics, you know? So there's some, like, nuance to the eyes, but, like, them complaining about the fact that the eyes were red in the trailer is really fucking dumb.
Dude.
Especially how much they complained.
Some people were like, we're gonna make them fix it like they fixed Sonic. And it's like, you don't even know, bro.
That is years apart, bro.
You don't even know that ugly-ass motherfucker. Oh, my God.
I want to see the version of the movie with that Sonic, though.
I want to see the version of the movie with that Tails. Like, imagine what Tails was gonna look like.
Dude, everybody made those jokes about the ugly little, like, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But, like, what if actually?
Can we talk about how great of a hit Jim Carrey Eggman was, though?
Dude, he killed it.
He carried.
Yeah,
Bro,
I honestly...
Jim Carrey Eggman was
had
such a great casting.
I know, I had no doubts, to be honest with you, from the start.
yeah.
It's Jim Carrey, bro.
Yeah, like, when you go into a Jim Carrey movie, like, you know what you're getting.
And Eggman's kind of a silly little goofy character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see Jim Carrey
if
in
they
a
made
silly
him
little
overly
goofy role.
serious,
Except
it
for the
would have been a
comics.
problem. So,
Have you guys ever seen The Truman Show?
no.
I
Fucking
haven't.
great movie.
My little brother has.
We'll have to watch it sometime. It's really fucking good.
I'm a little behind on film watching stuff. I've been watching a few more like classic films.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, for like classes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's, I don't know, it's been an interesting vibe. Like I watched The Graduate. You ever seen The Graduate?
No. I'm very not movie or media cultured outside of like video games.
Dude, that's valid though.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I tried to like watch like when we were in like school. I was trying to do like a movie a night, and I kind of had it for a while, just because it's nice to watch a lot of things and find something you didn't think you'd like.
Oh yeah, I've been kind of doing it. I live with a bunch of movie people, so they've just been like, sit down, you're watching this. Like, I can't believe you've never seen this before. So I'm getting there, but I'm definitely still not cultured.
Dude, I don't think you ever need to become like movie cultured. Like,
I kind of want to be though.
Do you really want to make a letterbox?
It's
maybe.
It's not about like. I think my thing is when you get to like the movie cultured side of
like
it,
film bros.
Yeah, that's you get that,
But,
and it's
but
like
that's people who study it.
I don't want to study it. I don't want to.
No.
People really like some of those.
Film, that's cool, but
I mean, some people will be
crazy.
like, you need to see this movie for a good reason. Like, it's actually that good, you know? And I've had that experience
but
with
I
a
think
lot of
that's
those
different
movies.
than like being, because when you say like being film cultured, I know there's a shitload of people
Not,
that like
okay, not snob culture. Like, basic movie fan culture.
Okay, that's better. Yeah.
Like, I feel bad because I've never seen The Breakfast Club type of thing, you know?
It's okay.
Oh. I guess I shouldn't feel as bad.
No, it's really. I know people are gonna hate me for that take, but it's not all that.
Yeah,
I've only seen a little bit of it.
What was your guys' like most disappointing movie where like people were hyping it up or all that stuff and you're like, oh shit, I gotta see it, and then it's like not all that.
I'm trying to think. Oh shit!
I got a fresh one.
I'd actually. Okay, I joked about Letterboxd. Let me.
Pull up your letterbox.
I'm actually.
What's your like fresh off the cooker thought, Josh?
Beetlejuice, bro. Overhyped as shit, bro.
Really?
People love Beetlejuice to death. It is not good, man.
I think it falls in the same category of like people who like Hocus Pocus and shit. And like I don't know if that's exactly
right. I like Hocus
right.
Pocus though.
You like Hocus Pocus?
I like the like silliness of it.
Dude, I think I kind of hate Hocus Pocus.
What is Hocus Pocus?
I get it, man.
It's the Disney one.
Or it's
with
like
the witches.
It's the same shit as people who really like the Santa Claus and shit too.
Oh.
Where it's like
the Santa Claus is so real.
But it's so
I love
funny.
The Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's where I mean though. It's like objectively kind of silly, not that great.
Yeah.
But it's got, I don't know, man. It's just got character. You can't, you gotta love it, man. That's how I feel about Hocus Pocus.
That's why I don't like the. Because whenever you go on like whatever media app and people are like, like I get what you're saying, but like objectively you're wrong. It's like nothing's objective.
Objectively, shut the fuck up.
You should never use the word objectively when talking about like movies.
Yeah.
Any media.
Yeah, exactly.
Media is very unobjective.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Unless we're talking about Sonic.
In which case, all of my Sonic opinions are correct, and all of yours are wrong. So
Objectively,
how about that?
you are brain dead.
Objectively, Sonic Frontiers is the best game in the franchise, alongside Sonic 06.
Oh no. That was like Bell.
Dude, Bell is. Oh my god,
Bell.
this is a rant I can go into.
Terrible.
That movie sucked ass. That movie was
Bell?
so bad.
It's an anime movie.
Yeah, it's an anime movie that's based around Beauty and the Beast. So you get like this digital world Beauty and the Beast type thing, and it is probably one of the worst anime films I've ever seen.
Damn.
It's really bad.
Not good. It's carried by music alone. Okay, here's
Not
the
even
thing.
animation.
I think it was animated pretty fucking well.
In certain. Yeah. Maybe I'm being too hard. on that.
I think the animation was actually pretty good, and I think the way that they kind of masterfully mixed the 3D and 2D elements to
I did
create
like
a
the
different
3D.
world. Yeah, so like I think the 2D animation was pretty generic, but I think with what they were trying to go for, like you get this generic 2D animation, and you get 3D animation that like separates the world. It's like a cool concept, and I think it worked pretty well. And the music is pretty good, and everything about the story can suck my nuts because it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Dude, this movie got like a 14-minute long standing ovation at a film festival. I don't know what film festival or what crack they were putting in the water, but
the Brain Dead Film Festival.
I don't get it, dude. How did it get that much?
Dude, I don't, cause like everything about it, like visually it's neat, and I guess if you watch it and you're like wow in the moment, you know, then like cool and whatever. But oh, that sucked. But like when you actually sit down and think about anything that happened in the story, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? What does any of that mean?
Yeah.
Because I think big thing for me, there was this huge villain that was supposed to be like a big bad dude or whatever, and he is like a Reddit moderator who like gets money off of like the online service that he works with or whatever. And at the end of the movie, like I don't really care about spoiling this. Fuck whatever, I don't care. She like turns into a real girl and like her avatar goes away, and he's like,
what? How can she still sing like an idol when everybody can see her real face?
And I'm like, and then he just like loses all his sponsors and that's it. And it's the most anticlimactic shit. And he also has my biggest issue with him. He has this random ass power that he got from like God knows where he can make people lose their avatar, which is why that's a whole like issue in the first place. He gets it randomly. No explanation as to why. Like he just has it.
I think I've seen advertisements for that movie you're talking about now.
You probably have. It was advertised like coming to HBO Max a lot.
I remember specific advertisements where there's this weird thing with like a girl that had an avatar that was like a pop star and was like singing and
that's
shit.
Exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad.
You're telling me that's a dog shit?
Oh, it's
that's hilarious.
It's horrible.
But like, I see a lot of people online too who like it, and it's like, if you like it, I genuinely am
Tell
curious.
me why. Explain.
I'm curious to like, what did you enjoy about it? Because for me, like watching that coming into it, like with my expectations, I was like, this is really bad. Like I did not enjoy it at all.
Maybe the expectations because it was going to be like this huge event or whatever.
But even then, like, it was just like not good.
It was just dog shit, actually.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. Like, I'm in the same boat as you.
I don't know.
But it might have been expectations.
Yeah.
It
So-
played a small role in, like, how we feel about
Is
it.
Belle the answer for at least Andrew?
Yeah, fuck it. I hate
like-
Belle.
Soul coming to America too.
Oh, Borat? What
No, it's literally a movie coming to. The first one was with Eddie Murphy. He was like a king in an African country.
Oh, yeah, I've seen advertisements for it.
The first one is amazing. I watched it with my mom and I love it. And the second one was like,
Were people like hyping it up too?
No, I was. I wanted it to be good. What else? Soul.
Overhyped, you think?
Cause I heard that Soul was like something special, but it was.
I agree. It
me,
wasn't special.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, but like, it wasn't. And there was one more that I saw.
I got a good like reverse of this one.
Your name was hyped as like
Go off, King.
Your name, because you agree?
I've never seen it.
Oh,
What? I definitely recognize that name.
It's one of the most popular anime movies of, like, all time.
Yeah.
Oh, I
and
haven't
it
seen
is
it.
good. It is a good movie. I just wasn't that crazy about it. Just like personally, I just didn't get as much enjoyment
Yeah.
out of it as I know a lot of people might have.
So reverse of this then. What movie do you think? What movie got like a good amount of like hate or people were trashing it or shit, and then you saw it and you're like, I actually didn't think it was that bad or thought it was like good.
Dude, I don't know.
I wouldn't say this movie got hate, but like, I know I really enjoyed Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yep, that's fair.
And I know a lot of people did not like it, and there's a 6-hour video essay talking about how terrible it is or something.
Man, I didn't really like it either, to be honest.
I think it did some really creative things, which it should be rewarded for.
I
with
agree.
Marvel.
I think as a whole, though, it's like kind of convoluted by what the MCU wanted to do with it.
My only problems with it were the story was a little kind of all over the place to me. Yeah. And also, I did not like where Wanda's character ended up. I was going to say I don't like what they did with Wanda, but it's not like I disliked what they did with her throughout the whole movie. I really did not like where she was like ending up in the movie.
Oh wait, where she ends off?
Oh yeah, definitely where she ends off. But also like, I was hoping there was going to be a little more nuance to her than she's just evil now. Okay. Like she's just straight up fair. Like evil.
For me, that was my #1 issue with the show WandaVision. Was that
nuance?
No, like she was doing like objectively terrible things.
Yeah.
But, like, no, it's fine. She's a hero fighting the darker witch now. And it's like,
the more evil.
It's like,
pay attention to her.
Yeah, so like I was like, okay, I'm glad that this movie's like, no, she's fucked in the head. Like,
okay.
Like, yeah.
I get that.
I also just like I love Sam Raimi. I like his directing, and I love like his style was very, very present in the movie. And like even when like, oh, it's kind of boring now. No, it's not.
Yeah. So my answer is also a Marvel movie. I think Eternals is really really overhated. I actually really enjoyed Eternals. I never
watched it. I had no motivation to.
Yeah, I mean, the problem people always say about Eternals is it just gives you a bunch of characters you don't care about and forces you to like care about them and all that stuff, right? But I think people have that problem because that's how they go into that movie, you know, because they're like, they go into that movie and they're like, oh, why do I care about like a bunch of Celestials or whatever, right? Yeah. But like, and they always say like the characters don't have like personality or character at all. That's just wrong. Like, you had to have been like ignoring it because like there's characters like Gilgamesh and all that stuff who like acts like this like sweetheart father figure protective to another one, and then there's a character like what is his name? I don't know if it's like Bacchus or whatever. It's the engineer one. He's played by
I'm sorry, bro. I wish I could help.
No, he's the guy who plays Lemon in Bullet Train.
Oh,
which is also another answer I was going to give.
Dude, I don't know.
I think actor though plays that character.
The reason that probably just got a bunch of shit is because it happened like height of MCU burnout for a lot of people.
Yeah. Here's the thing though. All of the complaints I heard about it just like didn't apply to me, like watching it. Like I felt like it was all there. Like I just didn't understand why everyone was. I think people just like preconceived things about it, and that was the problem.
I think it was also because they're like this is like the first adult Marvel movie.
Oh,
that was something that I definitely saw. It was like this is like the first like maturely directed like whatever a Marvel movie. So seeing that, it was like okay.
Like, I'm not saying the movie's perfect. It definitely has its issues. I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's, like, a great movie. I'm not going to try to sell you on the fact that Eternals is really good. But I think it's overhated, for sure. And I think complaints about, like, characters, like, don't actually have... There's, like, the character development's not there or whatever. Which, I mean, that might be a fair point of no character development. But to argue that there's no character in any of them or anything like that, or there's no personalities... Like, you just have to have been ignoring the fact that there was at certain points. And then also, the other argument I saw is like, oh, characters you don't really care about. Like, sure, if they're not, like, major superhero that you're, like, hyped that they're appearing now or whatever. Again, that's, like, a preconceived notion you have going into the movie, though. But I think, like... The movie it sold me at least on certain characters where it's like, okay, I actually care about you.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. I don't know. That's my answer is the main point of that rant is Eternals I feel like is way overhated. And it's not bad.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I think a big part of that was, people are just, they hate it because it's not exactly what they're looking for. And it was at the height of MCU burnout, and like there was just so much to be angry about with the MCU at that time.
Yeah, MCU burnout is very reasonable though.
Yeah. Well, cause like, dude, just stop. Just stop
just
making
take
them.
A break, bro. Take a 10-year break and come back.
Stop making them. They retroactively ruined a lot of prior MCU movies just by continuing to make them, which is low-key a little sad, but...
They also keep trying to push shit that, like, nobody cares about, bro. Like, does anyone actually really care about Secret Wars?
No.
Or, like, does anyone...
What
like,
is that?
There's a new, because it's based on the comic where all the green guys, Skrulls, yes, they
the green dudes.
They're taking over.
They shapeshift and look like people you know.
Yep.
Anyone in the MCU
Oh
could
wait,
be
I
a
have seen that,
Skrull.
like the 6-episode event or whatever extravaganza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Dude, no one gives a shit.
The only thing that is somewhat interesting to me is that it's Nick Fury led, because Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury is nice. I like that.
That's valid, man.
So, I mean, it could be good. It's Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury led story. Might be good. But, like, does anyone actually really give a shit?
No.
I don't think so.
No. Just stop. You know? Just stop. That's my big takeaway from that.
You know, another really disappointing anime movie?
Oh, what's
Weathering with You.
Dude, go into it. I want to say, do you know Totally Not Mark, right? Josh,
Yes.
I don't know if you know him, but
No.
he's this anime YouTuber.
Yes.
That is super well known and well respected for like his Shonen Jump.
Because he makes good content.
He does make good content.
He makes great content.
I get bored of it sometimes just because it's like,
Damn. Shade thrown.
not really. It's just like, it is very similar, like just different series, and that's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not saying that he makes bad content or I don't like watching it.
I'll
from
say
time to
that.
time.
Fuck that guy.
Plus, I also think he's like consistent, which is
Yeah, no, he's very consistent.
an issue that a lot of I have with a lot of creators.
Anyways, what I was saying, because this is gonna change your perspective of him forever. No, he fucking loves Weathering with You.
Really?
It's his like favorite anime movie. He's like, it changed my life.
I'll have to listen to that.
He made a whole Weathering with You video.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that. Because I was like, the first time I watched it, I was like, that was okay, I guess. And then I watched it again, and I was like, that was not good.
Go into it.
Explain. There's not too much to. It's just like it meanders a lot.
Okay.
And I think the message it has is like a really beautiful message.
Yeah.
But it's told in such a terrible way. Because it's all about like selfishness and how like I think like it's okay to have to like be selfish in times, and like it's okay to like care about like yourself and people those close to you, and like it's okay to like value that over others. Like obviously not all the time, but like it's like a very very self-care oriented message. I think it's beautiful. The issue is that this is conveyed in a story where the entirety of Japan is at stake, and you cannot tell a story about selfishness when an entire country's well-being is at stake, because then it just comes off as like, well, he's just kind of an asshole, isn't he?
No, but selfishness.
Like I think it's a great message to convey that like, yeah, like it's like you're allowed to like have your own like selfish wants and desires and pursue those.
Sounds like Miles Morales sympathizing right now.
Weren't you the one who was like, you know what, euthanasia though?
What?
No, you brought that
Yeah,
up.
you did.
Oh my
run
god,
it
that
back.
was Zeke's point. Do not try to claim that that's what I was arguing in favor of.
I'm kidding. No, what was it? No, it's like there's a good message in there, but it's just really like the stakes are way too high for it. And also everything directed by that one guy, I forget what his name is. The guy who did like Your Name.
Yeah.
They all look the same. And
They do. Didn't he make a new one?
Yeah,
With, like
there's
the
a
cat
new
and
one.
the chair and everything.
Yeah.
They do look pretty samey.
Okay. I feel like that's probably gonna let me down too. Dude, anime movies, and it's like I don't like go out of my way to really watch anime movies. It's just those are the ones that it's like I feel like it's either really beautiful and like it's really something, or it sucks. It just sucks.
Yeah.
And there's like no in between.
I haven't really dabbled in anime movies too much. I've always been interested, but I know too many cringy white girls that really love Studio Ghibli and all these anime movies, to where like it just detracts
Studio
me.
Ghibli is its own beast. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've watched a single Studio Ghibli movie and come out of it with like a positive perception of the studio. And I'm gonna get into why, and why is because they're stupid, and that's the end of the story. No, I don't know. They kind of the director kind of gets in his own ass and like makes a story that kind of needs like some form of background check to fully understand.
I wouldn't say background check. I think the main thing for me is that his stories are ideas. And it's like, there's very little...
Sure.
Like, Spirited Away is like, that is like the movie that like everybody's like, this is the best one. I didn't come like out of it
Spirited Away
liking it that much, because it just felt like... And obviously, like, I think they do an amazing job at just capturing this very childlike whimsicality, which is obviously, I think, like, one of the biggest points about it, and why, like, a lot of people from a young age are like, these are, like, very special to me. But, like, watching it now, it's like, there is, like, barely a plot. It's mainly just, like, different things happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, I mean, like, I don't even hate that, but, or, like, I wouldn't even hate like a non-linear story or like something like that, but like it just doesn't feel like anything happens.
That's primarily what I'm talking about, because first time that I ended up watching Howl's Moving Castle, I came out of that movie like, so what was I like? What was the point? Because like it ends on such a weird note, and a lot lot of the time things are just kind of it does.
Yeah. No. I was like...
I thought you said, no, it doesn't. I was like, what?
No.
It's like, goddamn!
No. Because I never thought about that before, and I was like, yeah, it kind of is.
It's a strange note to end on.
Yeah.
And I think, like, beyond that, it's just... Fuck me. I'm so good at this game.
Nice.
Beyond that, everything, like you said, just kind of happens. It just, like, happens to happen. And... I don't know. Coming out of that movie, I did actually have to go to Wikipedia and be like, okay, what was the fucking point? And I think you were there for this, Ellie. We were in like a huge group call watching it.
Yeah.
And we all started doing like post-watching research. And it's like, what is the fucking point of watching a film if you come out of it and then you're like, alright, straight to Wikipedia! Like,
yeah, fair.
It's a very unenjoyable way to experience a film, because going into any Studio Ghibli film, I know immediately, straight off the bat, I'm not gonna fucking get it. Probably because I'm brain dead, maybe. I don't know.
I don't feel like that's a universal Studio Ghibli experience. I think there's a lot of them. I think there's a lot of them that do hold the... I actually really love Princess Mononoke. I think that's a really well-told story.
Okay.
And I was interested in it before, because, like, that was... Do you guys remember Zelda Wii U?
Yes,
dude.
Zelda Wii U?
That's what Breath of the Wild was called when like it was first like announced, or like the ideas for it.
Do you remember that early footage, bro? I went back to that right before Breath of the Wild was released, because I was like, this is what it was.
I went back to that recently because it's just so cool to see like that early cinematic of Link fighting the Guardian.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
But like I remember seeing a lot of people draw parallels between that and Princess Mononoke. And there are, and it is really cool to see, and also like the similarities between like just like the worlds and like some of the ideas they have.
Yeah.
But like no, like that one I enjoy because it's like there's like a plot, there's like a bad thing, there's like factions. It feels like there's a strong story here that's like actually like carrying like characters and like a world.
Yeah. And maybe I probably have just watched the wrong Studio Ghibli movies, because
I mean, you watched Spirited Away.
I feel like people kind of just like grow up on it, or like...
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think the big thing is you have to grow up on it to get the joy out of it.
I think certain like creators in general just like catch people, and like in either like their style or what they do or whatever, it just sells people. I think like my best example of someone similar to that is like Jim Henson and his creations and all that stuff. Because like, I think the movie's called like The Dark Crystal or whatever. Like, half the people, actually I think a good amount of people just do not think it's a good movie, right? But like other half of people are like in love with it. They think it's the best movie, and I really like that movie, you know?
Yeah.
But like, objectively, I recognize there's a lot of flaws with that movie, and there's a lot of shit wrong with it. But I think it's just because I love Jim Henson so much, and I love his creative brain, Yeah. I'm just excited to see whatever he comes up with next. And I feel
that's
like
valid, yeah.
Studio Ghibli might have a similar effect, where they're just excited to see.
I would say that's probably the biggest, like, reason people enjoy it, because they like to see that, like, the studio.
Yeah, whatever ideas this director can come up with.
Exactly.
And I think he has very interesting ideas. I've said before, I think Spirited Away would have been an amazing show. Like, if you split that up with, like, different episodes focusing on different ideas, but, like, with the core of, like, I'm trying to get my parents back.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a really good show.
Oh.
Probably, yeah. I can see that.
Off topic, but kind of onto a previous one.
Go for it.
A really overhated show, I think, was She-Hulk. Did you guys ever see that?
Nah, man.
People... Dude, the only shit I saw of that looked terrible. I'll say that.
Yeah, but people were so fucking rude to it for no reason. Like, any time people talk about... If you were to ask someone who doesn't like She-Hulk what's wrong with it, their number one thing they will always bring up instantly is... They had Megan Thee Stallion on that one episode twerking with She-Hulk, like, or whatever. Like, just funny. Instantly go to, like, dumb shit like that. Like, that is the reason they don't like the show. And it's like, okay, if you harp on these little small moments, which, like, honestly, I might get a little controversial, but I feel like some of the She-Hulk...
never a good sign when someone's like, I might get a little controversial.
I feel like a lot of the She-Hulk hate might, like, genuinely be rooted in, like, some form of, like She-Hulk was created to piss off, like, misogynistic people online.
No, yeah, of course.
And I think it succeeded. And that side of the viewpoint of She-Hulk kind of took the majority of people's side. Like, I feel like there's a lot of She-Hulk hate that is, like, fueled in just misogyny and, like, there's moments in the show of Megan Thee Stallion twerking were made to piss those people off, you know? Like, actually, like, and it worked really well, but then also people saw that, and it is dumb because it's Megan Thee Stallion twerking in the MCU, but people saw that and are like...
It's silly, it's
looks
whatever.
bad, looks terrible, you know? Which, like, I'm not going to say She-Hulk is, like, a great show. I think it's good, though. I think it's, like, pretty fucking good.
I've just never seen like the few like episode or like other clips I've seen were just like not enjoyable. On top of the fact that the last episode was very much like talking down to fans, which is really, really annoying. Again, especially for a show that's like I don't think the show has any right to like be like our fan. Like no.
Yeah,
you're a Disney Plus Marvel show. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I didn't love the ending of She-Hulk. I did like
Korra-cast.
No, right?
I did like aspects of what it did. I thought it was fucking cool when she just like popped out of the show and like went in person to the MCU studios and was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" You know, that type of shit. I thought that was funny. My main thing with the show is I think there's so many people online that will watch the Megan Thee Stallion clip or some other thing where people will like take a specific part of the show pretty usually out of context and be like, look at how dumb this, like some dumb middle-aged woman wrote this to be funny to what? Like little girls? What is this, right? And people will like eat that, like consume that form of She-Hulk and then just hate it. As a result.
I will say, I feel like that's probably a vocal minority.
Yeah, but that's what most people, like, I feel like that's what a lot of people see about the show without ever actually watching it.
What I've seen about the show is just that, like, a lot of clips that just don't look... Like, there's also that big clip of, like her...
clapping, or whatever. There was that one.
What?
There was, like, her clapping at the Hulk. Yeah.
There
was also the one where she was, like, like Hulk was talking about like struggles or whatever, and then she like goes into like talking about like the struggle she faces every day as a woman, which would be valid if she wasn't.
That's my point, though.
But she was. But as a lot of people point out, she was talking to the person who was like the only canonical like suicidal character who has attempted suicide. Like this isn't like
but then immediately afterwards. Or from what I understand, people were talking about how that was taken out of context as well, where immediately afterwards he was like, yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's my point, though. It's like, that's what people will argue about the problem with She-Hulk, but again, that is one moment in the show. There's a whole lot of other show that's there, you know? And if you want to criticize, again, there's a very obvious theme of, like, internet misogyny throughout the whole show. Like, she's struggling to become a superhero, she's struggling to find her way and all that stuff, but a pretty heavy theme in there is just internet misogyny and unjustified hate towards her because she's a girl superhero or whatever, right? And, like, I feel like that was a pretty effective point, because I feel like that's a lot of the hate of the show, where it's like, yeah, I'm not going to claim that that's not dumb, where she's like, I've also been through a lot of trauma of a woman, or as a woman or whatever. Like, I'm sure she has, but to compare yourself to fucking Bruce Banner, you know, and arguing about trauma is dumb. But there's so much other show than that single moment, and people will see those 3 clips, or what you were saying with her clapping at the Hulk, you know, and it's like, why are they trying to make her stronger than the Hulk? Clearly she's not stronger than the Hulk. Again, I feel like in its core is rooted, like, the motherfuckers who started that argument were probably a little misogynistic and all that stuff, you know? Like, or that kind of thing, where you get those moments and you get, like, that level of misogyny, and that's the only opinions people have about the show is from that. Where if you actually watch the show, the humor landed for... I watched it with me and my roommates throughout the entirety of it. The humor landed for us the entire time, even despite the fact that it's very, like, you know, like that, where it's like those moments where, like, what's the best way to word this? Like, making fun of almost like men and stuff in general, or like, it's very like woman humor-esque, right? She's like joking about a lot of these things, but I still feel like the humor landed in a lot of those points for me. But also, like, it did shit really well in the show that just goes completely overlooked because of that. Like, the reintroduction of Daredevil was handled really fucking well in that show. I think, at least. But, like, they can only focus on the Megan Thee Stallion clip. Or whatever, you know?
That's fair. I think there, for a lot of shows like that, I think a lot, like, sexism is, like, a big part of, like, why people might be so passionately hated. But, like, also, as we were saying, like, there's MCU burnout. It came out during, like, a big period of that. So, like, it's already, for me personally, I wasn't interested in it to begin with. Like, I wasn't interested in it, and then seeing, like, clips that were, like, kind of, like, iffy writing was, like, then I'm just not gonna watch this.
Yeah, fair.
And I feel like that is probably the experience of, like, most people who were just, like, saw it and were like, this doesn't look that good. There's also some, like, iffy writing things. I'm just not gonna watch it. And then, I've seen a bit of it and just didn't, like, interest me. So I think there's a lot of it that's, like, there's a lot of just, like, it wasn't...
King.
Some people just didn't like it, but, like...
I don't remember how I feel about this boss. I think it sucks ass.
I liked it.
You like this one?
Because it's a timing thing, but, like...
It's the same thing as, like, shit that they had in Colors, where you just kind of, like, wait. And then you just, like, go...
Are you trashing the best Sonic game ever, Sonic Colors?
Just don't hit the control... Yeah, like this part, you can just...
Yeah.
Boom.
That's what I'm saying. It's the exact same thing as Colors.
What Colors boss?
In Asteroid Coaster. Mini boss. Throughout the level. Dog, don't tell me you don't remember this.
It's so cool.
Bro. Come on now. Think hard. Pull it out.
What did it look like?
It was just a fucking ball. It's the anti-gravity chamber. It's the exact same thing. At some point, I'm gonna pull up a picture, and you're gonna be like, "Oh!"
Let me pull up a picture. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Dude, Asteroid Coaster, 2D boss section. It's you'll know what I mean. When you see it, you'll be like, "Oh, this fucker!"
This might jog my memory too. I remember I played Sonic Colors. I do not remember a lot of it though.
That's super valid. It probably won't jog your memory, but I feel like Ellie has probably played Colors more than you.
No.
Nah, I know. Controversial take.
I can't believe you just voiced that opinion.
I'm so sorry.
You should have kept that one to yourself.
I'm so sorry I said that. That was very anti-Sonic fan.
That was very...
pro-Sonic fan, anti-you.
What was it?
I don't remember what act it was. This stuff is kind of cool, actually.
That's like, that's like in Kingdom Hearts with the final boss. When he shoots stuff at you and you have to dodge it.
It's like a lot of games. It's like Nier Automata.
No, specifically it's like Kingdom Hearts.
But you know what? It is like Kingdom Hearts. I think I remember this boss a little differently. It's fun the first time. I think it's once you get to the second time, but that's kind of every boss in this game outside of the main ones.
What?
The mini bosses. I do like this game a lot.
This boss?
Yeah. Dude, that one.